All right, Timmy, we're already live. I'm going to try to see if this is working
Yeah,
for.
I think Patson of the sniper on us.
Yeah, right. I know,
We
right?
talking too bad about the team.
So, look, if you were with us a second ago, we had some stream issues on StreamYard, so we are jumping back in here. We're going to get the link sent out. Royal will be with us in just a second. So we were talking Heat. We joked that the Heat Mafia might have squashed us, cut out the StreamYard, put the silencer on us. We were talking with the starting five. So if you talk Heat starting five, everybody's healthy. Timmy, who would you rotate to when everyone is healthy? Let's say in 2-3 weeks, no trades yet. What would you try to do in terms of the starting five adjustments?
I think I would just start Heisman just to see if something could happen. At this point, if something could happen, because I'm the one good third quarter we had. Heisman started, correct? So just to see if something would happen, because that was the one good third quarter we had for the entire season in 10 games. And let Jovic play handle a bit more off the bench.
Royal, if you can hear us, what would you try to do with your starting five? Assuming a couple weeks, we got health, no trades. Just who would you start?
If I said it once, Sean, I've said it 1,000 times. Put Tyler Hero on the bench. No, not because he's playing terribly, but because I believe that he is the only person that can generate offense with that cast of scrubs that are coming off the bench anyway. Like, they're not all scrubs. My starting shooting guard, Duncan Robinson, of course, would replace Tyler Hero in the starting lineup. But that's because we've seen that five-man unit of Terry, Duncan, Jimmy, Bam, Jovic work. I'm not a fan of starting Haywood Highsmith at the 4. It feels a lot like moonwalking back to a darker time for Miami Heat fans, the undersized ball. Like, the one thing, even though Jovic isn't as great defensively as we'd like him to be, the one thing that he gives us that we were bitching and moaning about in the previous era was positional size. And that's what he has. Like, and I appreciate that. The playmaking is cool. But I know everybody wants to bench Terry Rozier, but I don't at this point, I don't trust Terry Rozier to do anything, let alone lead our bench unit. Like, I don't trust him to go to the bench and all of a sudden learn how to make layups. I don't like. But I trust Tyler Hero to be able to translate what he's doing from the starting lineup into a more on-ball role off the bench, be able to kind of carry that unit if the first unit is falling off a little bit. I don't see it no other way, bro. Like, my God, Eternal. I'm a big fan. But yeah, but that's kind of like where I am, bro. Bench Tyler Hero. And let him lead the scoring unit again, and he would definitely be the sixth man of the year.
I would say I wish Duncan and Bam would play together more. Like, that's the one thing I think Spo has.
So what happened?
Duncan and Bam haven't played together that much this season.
It fixes that too.
That's the one thing I think he needs to figure that out.
Well, I think Spo is having a tough time with his rotation in general anyway. So like at this point, I'm cool with Pele Larson being our backup point guard. Like, I don't know how to say his name, but I'm cool with him being like first guard off the bench. Like, I don't mind that at all. Like, I always thought that he would play before Ware, because he just feels more seasoned. He feels like he slots in more naturally to kind of what we need. So, like, I'm cool with that, bro. But, like, I don't know, dog. Like, I just think you rearranging chairs on the Titanic. Like, that's what it feels like. No matter what you do at the starting lineup, you're never going to get a unit that's kind of like always playing well together because you have so many inconsistent players. But I do think that Tyler Hero off the bench does a lot more to elevate the bench than any other player in terms of like replacing that value from the starting lineup.
I agree with both of you. I mean, I did not expect you to say Tyler Hero to the bench, but
what, Sean?
Yeah, I know the brand. Listen, it's like you said, we've talked on the timeline. We haven't got to verbally talk to each other, so I may have forgotten some things. Terry's got to get out of that starting group. Like, I'm ready to cast Terry off. This is not going to be a trade talk. We can do this a different time, a different day. Terry's got to go. I'm tired of him dribbling. I'm tired of him. He's just doing nothing for me.
Like, out of the rotation?
I would like to see him in Sioux Falls and wherever else. I don't know. He just got to go. I cannot stand watching him. He has sucked the life out of my Heat fandom one dribble at a time. I like your comment about Pella Larson. I like the Tyler, Duncan, Pella, Jaime Jaquez, Haywood. When those guys are in there together, obviously not all together. That's 5 people that would be very small. But like those groupings together, the movement that happens is like it doesn't happen with anyone else. Because when the other groups are in there, Terry's dribbling the ball, Bam's holding the ball, Jimmy's holding the ball. Make the ball move, whether it's ball movement, player movement, mix those things. But I agree with Royal. Like, if we're going to argue about change the rotation and put Alex Burks in, we're not going from 4-6 to 9-1. Like, it's not the difference. It's just like, all right, they might have a minimal thing. They might have one good stint. It might be the difference. Okay, a little bit. No, you need bigger changes down the road to actually make an impact on this team. It's not the difference between Kevin Love and Thomas Bryant. It's not the difference between Pella Larson and Josh Richardson. I agree with those guys getting out of the rotation in some cases, but like we're not really making major jumps that are going to change the whole story.
So, Sean, like, this is what I'm saying. Like, I know people hate the idea of me saying bench Tyler Hero, but y'all got to listen to what I'm saying. Like, it makes sense in theory. Because if you take Terry Rozier and put him to the bench, okay, who do you replace him with? Like, who's the new starter? Is it Duncan Robinson? You start Duncan and Tyler next to each other, so you weaken your bench? Like, now, who are your primary guns off the bench? It's still Terry Rozier, and it's Jaime Jaquez? Like, what is that synergy like with Terry dribbling the air out of the ball, Jaime diving face first into the paint against 7-footers for some odd-ass reason? Like, I just feel like the more natural thing is, like, I agree with something that you said on the timeline about this team having kind of like initiators and you having connectors. I feel like the connectors, they need to be staggered more so than they are now. I feel like we got too many connectors in that second group. You need more of them in that first group. And I feel like Tyler is the one person who, if you move him right now from his role, that he will still be successful. If you put Terry on the bench, I think he's going to get worse. And we can't afford the version of him right now.
I'm going to close the door on this because I think you make a great point. And I heard Brady say this, or tweet this, I should say, talking about changing the starting 5. You can't just move all these 5 guys that are your best scorers. Like, he made the comment that, like, you started seeing Duncan do well off the bench. Well, now you put him in the starting lineup, his usage and his role is going to change. You start sliding these guys. You just can't have, like, this lineup that we have right now in a lot of ways before the Love insertion was like 5 guys all trying to dominate the ball, and it just wasn't working because the ball was not moving. I think you have to have those guys that we've seen over the years, the Kelly Olynyk's, the Kevin Loves, the PJ Tuckers, the connecting pieces that help enhance guys. I wish you were more talented to have guys that connect, that could do more, but like, you know what I mean? Like, Spo's got what he's got in front of us. So let's move. We're going to talk. We usually don't talk this much heat. We had a little hiccup in the middle. We had a good conversation. So I hopefully people enjoyed that. But we're going to move. We think we have a bad circumstance, but we're going to go to a different circumstance because what the buck is going on in Milwaukee. I think they got busted up again tonight. I saw that Giannis, I think, was the only Buck player that had a field goal in the first quarter. The rest of his teammates were like 0 for 14.
They had 24 points. He had 22. There was 2 minutes left in the first quarter. I was like, am I watching a 2K game? What the hell is going on?
So, look, we're going to fly through these topics in the NBA because we've just kind of got a little bit later than we thought we were going to be. But, look, what is going on in Milwaukee? Let's let Royal go first, and then we'll go to Timmy. Giannis, Dame, Doc, what is going on there?
Yeah, all 3. Like, Doc is he's terrible. Like, I don't get it. I don't get how this man fails up in life every time, but like every time he gets fired, he just gets a job with a more talented player next to him. Like, and it's insane. The Dame Giannis experiment should be over with. And at this point, like, if we're gonna get one of the 2 players, then I don't want Dame. Like, that shit's over with for me. Like, Dame is still a very good player. But I think, like, he doesn't want to be there, and it shows. It feels like his body language is different. Like, he doesn't feel engaged with the team.
I mean, Giannis didn't work out at all. Like, what? They're
not trying. They're not trying.
Right.
And I think the disconnect between their 2 best players is just kind of like running through the rest of the organization. And, like, they don't have a way to make it better. Like, they don't have any avenues to kind of improve in this team. They can only go backwards. And so it kind of like stinks from the head down. And I'm not gonna lie, I'm happy to see their fucking downfall. You should have let us get Dame. And I pray your downfall even harder now that you have Glenn Rivers as your head coach.
Did either of you believe in them getting this to bounce back?
Yeah. Just to say something that Gerard didn't, they are very old and slow. It's the reason why Doc is playing like AJ Johnson and AJ Green. Like they Portis can't even outrun me right now. Lopez is dragging his feet. I think they need some athleticism and they don't have a way to get it. I think they should have goes back. I think Giannis had this decision: trade Middleton or Drew for Dame, and he chose loyalty. And now you've given the Celtics, a championship.
Yeah, it's a tough situation with them. I agree. They don't have a whole lot of things to work with. They gave up a lot to get what they got, and now you can't. Your price of Dame is lower, so you're not going to recoup that. You don't really get a lot of it if you trade Middleton, and then all that salary in there. You can just see in this new CBA when you spend a lot of money on guys and they're not producing, you are fucked. Like you just don't have an escape clause. And we know that as well as anybody right now. So we understand their pain. Moving into the West, talking about the JBA, the Nikola Jokic Basketball Association, because that guy is absolutely dominating. 29.7 points per game, fourth in the league, 13.7 rebounds per game, first in the league, 11.7 assists per game, first in the league. And the Nuggets are 7-3. Early on, they struggled. All of a sudden, they turned it around. This guy, this might be the best 10-game stretch in league history. You can argue it. Shit. Like, what is going on with this guy? And is he going to get another MVP?
Yeah. And the number of Pantheon players that he's going to be next to is going to be fucking sickening. I'm going to hate it. Because it looks effortless. I don't like how easy he makes his game look. And I guess it's still what he did to us when we played him still kind of stings me a little bit because he didn't like he was doing shit and he absolutely dominated that game. And that's what he's been doing to everybody else. Yeah. But he's been doing that. He's been doing that to everybody across the league, bro. He's been dominant, bro. And yes, he's going to win an MVP. This will be his third, right? Yeah. His third MVP. This will be his third MVP. And that puts him in a different class of player. Shout out to him, bro, but that shit's it's annoying to watch.
Tim,
it's every time you lose a player due to the tax, he just I'll score 5 more points.
I'll get more assists, I'll rebound more.
It's insane. It's insane. And they keep a top 3 seed for sure because that's absolutely shit. He has the chance to lead the league in points, assists, and rebounds. That's bonkers. That's wild shit. That's when we're jumping against plumbers and painters. That's insane. In this day and age, even leading the league in rebounds and assists right now is crazy to me.
It's unreal, and it's. You look at him and he's a better athlete than people give him credit for, but the little doughy body, it's just in a second round pick, doesn't even really seem like he loves basketball. He'd rather be off working with his horses. It's just unbelievable. We definitely appreciate what he does.
It's the high level of skill too involved with this game. He's a better athlete than people give him credit for. Still not a plus athlete, but it's that high level of skill that lets you know, even though it looks like he don't give a shit, he has to work on his game, bro. He has to.
And
that Wolves game, right?
Where he's calling out the plays and the jump ball where he's
I was we didn't even speak, bro. Was we didn't even talk. So that just shows you how locked in he is to an 82-game season where he could just see. He saw one player move. He said, "That's the play right there." That's
he's a basketball genius.
That's focus.
Moving into a different topic here, the injury bug. This has been crazy. If anyone plays fantasy basketball, the injuries, it's just you got Chet, you got Zion, Paolo, KD, Tatum, Embiid just came back. Jimmy's hurt. AD's been hurt. Yeah. Trey has been hurt. Scotty Barnes, Kawhi Leonard, PG-13 just came back for Philly. Maxi's out. DeJounte Murray, Chris Middleton, Malik Monk, Max Strus, Nikola Jovic. The stardom that is out of this, I just threw the last 2 in there, just, I plugged it into the Google Gemini, the Chat GPT, and I don't know how those got in there, but listen, I should have proofread it. But listen, the injuries around the league, it is unfortunate. on a serious note, because you're missing these guys, and some of these guys, like, they just can't get right. Guys like Zion. I mean, Chet is obviously coming back. Now he's healthy. Now he's not. Like, Jimmy's always hurt. Embiid is always hurt. Like, what is your reaction to just the massive amount of injuries around the league?
The Pelicans have no guards or wings.
Talking about plumbers and painters, they're picking up people off of Bourbon Street. If you are half sober, you can come play for the Pelicans tonight.
Like, Trey Murphy just came back, but he missed like 4 weeks. Your backup point guard, your starting point guard, your starting shooting guard, your backup shooting guard, your third string shooting guard, your star player. And I didn't realize Zion has both hamstrings injured. Like, what the heck? Like, I don't know. It's really sad. Like, I don't know if it's like they're training because they said this was the best summer he had. But how are you actually training? Are you training game speed? Like, I don't know, because this is a epidemic of soft tissue injuries. It's really crazy.
Royal, what's your reaction?
Rest in piss to all the Chet Holmgren owners, because he was kicking my ass earlier this season and I hated it. Like, like, it's tough. Like, I don't know. Maybe I'm old, but like, I think it's because they don't practice as much as they should. Like, they don't play enough basketball to, like, it don't feel like they prepare themselves for an entire season because they know they can take games off. That's what it feels like league-wide, not just like any one particular player or team or something. It just feels like players have found like an opportunity to like rest themselves. They understand that teams invest a lot of money in them, so they care about them, and they take advantage. And I mean, I would be a liar, which I am, if I said that I wouldn't take advantage. But I just feel like they don't play enough basketball to like kind of condition their bodies to deal with the rigors of an 82-game season. I don't think we're outside of Mikal Bridges, but like, I don't think we're ever going to see like multiple players finishing an 82-game season anymore. And so now it's just like, this is the new NBA, and you just kind of deal with it.
In Philly tonight, Embiid and Paul George are healthy. They're just sitting out the back-to-back, and I think they are losing right now to the Cavs. I mean, and that's the topic that we're going to transition to, because the Cleveland Cavs, I believe they won again. Yeah, it's over. 114-106. So they beat Philly in Philly tonight. Jared McCain was the star of that game because nobody else is playing, and Yabusele. And I mean, like, it's just incredible. But Cavs now are undefeated. Are they going to just like go the whole way? Like, I mean, this is now, I believe, 13-0. Let me tell you guys their upcoming schedule, and it's the Bulls, it's the Hornets. They got a matchup next Tuesday night in Boston on a TNT game. That'll be a good one. And then after that, I mean, there's a bunch of like Pelicans, Raptors, Hawks, Celtics again on December 1st. Like, what is up with this Cavs team? Are they ever going to lose? Are they for real? Like, we'll close with this. What are your reactions to Cleveland early in the season?
Well, if you remember our summer thing, I did say they're going to probably finish second seed, and I wouldn't be shocked if they win first, just because Kenny is a good offensive coach, and he has skin in the game with Jared, Karis LeVert, Damari Carroll. And what's interesting to me about them is Spider is playing like 5 less minutes, 5 less shots, and they are just smoking teams. They found a way to make my Bahamian brother Evan Mobley fit in with Jared Allen. I love what Shush did last year. He saved my fantasy team, but starting Dwayne Wade has been just the perfect, as we said earlier, connector. He passes the ball, he plays defense. He's like 6'8", 6'9". He hits trees. He does his job. Whereas Strus, for all of his grit, he was 6'5". Like, height matters sometimes in the NBA. So I just think that they found the right combination. But now Dwayne Wade's hurt, and you have Okoro who can't really shoot, but they still seem to win games. I don't think they're gonna go 80-0. They might only lose one more game for the year. Because you say I think they have the Cavs for Christmas. I mean the Celtics. Sorry.
You're talking about the calendar year, right? You're not talking about them going 80.
No, the calendar year. Yeah, I could see them going the calendar.
Flip that.
The calendar year and lose maybe one more game.
Yeah. Royal, close us out talking about what you're seeing with the Cavs. You believe in them? Are they a real contender? What's going on?
Wait, I wanted to do the last thing on the agenda.
Oh, the trivia.
Yeah, bro.
I got you. My bad.
Yeah. I told you I got time today, but I know y'all might got to run, so I'll make this quick.
No, we're good.
I I mean, I'm old enough to remember when they said if Donovan Mitchell is re-signed, then Darius Garland wants to be traded, wants to be out of there. And right now, that's looking like the best backcourt in basketball. Like both of those guys, that's the reason why they're doing that. I do think they're going to lose one of them Atlanta games. It's hard to beat a team, especially like when you're playing them back-to-back like 2 times in a row. It's hard to beat a team like that. So I feel like that's where the first loss is going to come. But they've been playing phenomenal basketball. It's going to fall apart in the playoffs. Like that's just the reality. But like for now, I shout out to the Cavs, bro. Like I think the backcourt is carrying them, and they're playing well. They're playing good offense.
All right, so we'll close with this. We always close with trivia. We'll go pretty fast here. We're going to go to the 2010s. We'll spin the wheel, then we'll spin another wheel that gives the team. You're going to have to try to guess the starting lineup on opening night from that team. That's how this contest works.
Oh, we can end this show now because I'm not going to get this shit right at all. This is going to be terrible.
You're the one that wanted us to do this.
When I read it, I thought it was like we're going to name Heat players from this era. I was like, oh, I'm going to kill this. All right.
2015, 2016.
Okay.
And the other wheel is the 2015-2016 Clippers.
Let me open.
Give me 1 second.
Can I phone a friend?
Yeah, man. Call whoever you want.
I'm going to call Timmy. Timmy, name me one player from that team. Like who?
All right, let me see here. All right, opening night, October 28th, 2015. They played the Sacramento Kings in Sacramento. Anybody got any guesses here? This is actually not. I think you guys will get
starting lineup or on the team.
Starting lineup.
Let's shoot for starting lineup, and if you get people that are on the team, I will share that with you.
Okay, so this Clippers team in 2014, 2015,
2015, 2016.
2015, 2016. I'm pretty sure Blankton was gone. Let's try Chris Paul. Was he there?
Chris Paul was there, starting point guard.
Bomb. All right. JJ Redick.
JJ Redick was the shooting guard. Yes.
Matt Barnes.
Matt Barnes is not on that roster. That would probably rate. No.
Yeah. So this is still Blake and DeAndre.
Blake and DeAndre are both there.
Are they starting? Are they both starting 4 and 5?
You got the 4 starters. I thought you were going to get. Now there's one starter that opening night I don't think was a long-term starter. I don't know how long he was there. I didn't actually know he played for the Clippers, to be honest with you. But some other names out there that I think you'll get as we go through the roster.
Was it Randy Foye?
Not Randy Foye. That's a good guess.
That's before people time. That's a good name, Tim A. I like that name, Randy Foye. So, shit.
Well, the obvious answer is Lou Williams.
Lou Williams, 6-man. Montrezl
Lou Williams
Harrell.
was not there.
Was Montrezl Harrell there?
Montrezl Harrell was not there.
So this is before that team. This is before the Montrezl Harrell, Lou Williams.
Yeah, because Pat was still in Houston.
Yeah, I'm
going to give you a hint.
Okay.
This guy, this 5th starter, he was most known for Heat fans for being a pacer that blew in someone's ear.
Lance Stevenson is insane. You can't give it away like that. That's too easy.
The rest of the roster.
Yeah.
Paul Pierce, Jamal Crawford, Josh Smith, guy I used to love him. Austin Rivers, nepotism, Wesley Johnson, Cole Aldrich, Luke Mbah-a-Moute, and Pablo Prigioni.
Wow.
Before we leave, Royal, make sure you plug where everybody can find you. We appreciate you coming on. It's been too long. We apologize to everybody for the whole technical issues, but shit, we made it through. So, Timmy, thank you for being on. And Royal, please plug where we can find you.
No problem. You can find me on Twitter. As always, do not follow me. Only thing I'm going to do is aggravate your life. If you want to stretch yourself out, though, it's at Royal A. Shepherd. That's Royal A. SHEPHERD. If you want to find me yelling into the camera about how terrible the Miami Heat are, you can do that at the Basement Sports Network. But, again, don't worry about that. Make sure y'all support these guys over here at 5 Reasons Sports. Make sure you support The Floor is Yours. Support Sean. Support Timmy. Support Ethan. Like, this is my first home. I always appreciate these guys for giving me the opportunity to come here. Thank you. Had fun. Play the video.
Hey, I just want you to know it was a long time ago that we showed that email. I'm going to respond to that very formally, expressing my distaste for the way that he spoke to you like that. So, listen,
I will call Ethan myself.
Shit. All right. Thank you guys for tuning in. We'll be back next week with another episode. Royal, Timmy, thank you. And we'll be back Friday night against the Pacers for our next Heat game.